Okay, you guys, so this is 9.5, solving volume problems. This is our standard 7 geometry 6, grade geometry standard number 6. And your goal is that you will be able to find the volume of a figure made of cubes and prism. Generic prism accuracy given practice work. 2 vocabulary words really quick. So volume is basically the capacity of a 3D figure, so it has to have some sort of depth. It cannot be flat, so it has to have capacity so you can put basically things in it, and it's measuring cubic units. Why is it measuring cubic units? We'll see that over here. And then a prism is a solid geometric figure with 2 similar end faces. Remember we talked about the base of a prism. They're going to be parallel to each other and they're connected by the height. So those are the bases, and then everything else around it, which is the lateral surface. The lateral surface are made out of parallelograms. Okay, so you do have to remember this formula. So the formula for volume is volume equals the area of the base times height of the prism. So remember, it's not just base, it's the area of the base. In this case, for instance, it's gonna be the triangles. This one is gonna be rectangles. We'll do that right now. Why is it cubic units? Because when we do, for instance, if we do a rectangular prism, the base is going to be a rectangle, so that one we do base times height, length times width, right? And then, so that's going to be my area, basically, for my base, but then I have to multiply by the height of the prism, so that's the height. So, for instance, if this was, feet, so I will have feet times feet times feet, and then basically I have feet to the 3rd power, okay, because I have 1, 2, 3 of them. That's how we get the cube there. The way that you can also remember a volume has to do with 3D figures, so that 3 is kind of the same right here. Same with when you do area. Area, like, so this is 5 and this is 3. That's gonna be 15, and then if they're inches, it's gonna be square inches. Okay, why? Because I'm multiplying inches times inches, therefore I get inches squared. But again, another way to remember is this a 2D figure, and the 2 is right there. Okay, so let's get to this one right here. Okay, so this is a composite figure made out of a rectangular prism and a triangular prism. So I'm gonna separate them. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna separate those two and do the volume for each one of them. Okay, so let's do this one right here first. So remember, it's volume equals the area of the base times the height of the prism. How do we find that? The first thing we have to do is figure out what the base is. In this case, remember, they have to be parallel to each other, and so these are the only 2. So this right here, this and this are gonna be my bases in this case. Okay, so it's a triangle. So how do I figure out the area of a triangle? I do base times height divided by 2, and I'm gonna multiply by the height of the prism. Okay, so don't forget that this is the height of the actual prism, so I'll go with this. So what's the base of the triangle? It's right here, that's 40. What's the height of the triangle? That's 10. And I divide that by 2. So 40 times 10 is 400 divided by 2, that's 200. And then times, what's the height of the prism? That's 50. Okay, so that is going to give me 5 times 2 is 10, and I have 1, 2, 3. Okay, and they are feet, so it's cubic feet. Okay, so that's for the triangular prism right here. Now let's do this one right here. How do I find the area of the base? And in this case, the base is gonna be this right here, so my rectangle, or it's basically right here on the top if you want to look at it that way. So I do length times width, so I go 40 times 50, and then times, how tall is that? 15 of the prism. Remember, this is the height of the prism. So that's gonna give me 5 times 2 is 20, and then I add 2 more zeros, and I multiply that times 15. 15 times 2 is 30, and then I have 1, 2, 3, so I have 1, 2, 3. And then again, it's feet, so it's cubic feet. Now I'm gonna add this one and this one together. So 30,000 plus 10,000 gives me 40,000 cubic feet. Okay, so that is the volume of this. I believe it's a loft or some kind of shape like a building. Okay, so that will be the volume for that. You do that for any prism, even for a cylinder, even though it's not prism. You do the area of the circle and then times it by the height, and that should give you your volume. If you have a hexagonal prism. Same thing, you find the area of the hexagon and then multiply by the height. We're not gonna do that in 7th grade, but that's just the gist of it. So let me give you one to practice. The other way to remember how to find the area, it only works for the rectangular prism is volume equals length times width times height, and the reason is because this is basically the area of the base, so it's the same thing. But this might be easier for some of you. So let me give you the measurement. Okay, go ahead and find the volume for that one. Remember, they're going to be cubic inches. Okay, and I'm going to give you one more to do for this one. Okay, and then you're going to do this one for me. This is a trapezoidal prism. Remember, the base are going to be your trapezoid. So find the area of your base. Find the formula. If you don't know it, it's in your book. It's also on your notes. And then give me the volume in centimeters. And then what goes right here. Okay? God bless you. You're amazing. Do not give up. You're almost there. Bye-bye.